first-time venue for World Superbike's Czech round, the Autodrom Most was also the setting for the fourth race weekend of the 2021 Yamaha R3 bLU cRU European Cup. After wet weather forced the abandonment of qualifying, the grid for both races was set based on free practice times, giving Maxim Repák pole position by over half a second, an early portent of the Slovakians' later domination. When the lights went out, it was the number 47 Fenton Seabright, one of 5 different winners in the opening 6 races of the series, who took the whole shot from second, Repák immediately giving chase. But Seabright's tenure at the head of the field was short-lived. His turn 10 spill, one of 6 crashes on the opening lap, as riders were caught out by their relative lack of running at a previously little-known venue. Seabright remounted, but at the back of the field, the second non-scoring race of the campaign, dropping him down from second overall. Lap 1's big winner, meanwhile, was 76 Julian Giral, the Spaniard moving his way swiftly from an uninspiring 11th on the grid to second, with a move on 74 Juan Antonio Canessa on the start-finish straight. Giral, never out of the top 6 in the opening 3 rounds, successfully held the position for the first 5 laps over the line, but as he scrapped with the 4 riders behind him, pole sitter Repák was able to brake at a rate of over half a second a lap and escape from the reach of the slipstream advantage. Giral was eventually deposed at the start of lap 7 by Marc-Vic Gil and Humberto Mayer. Mayer then went down at the technical turn 1, only to remount, recover to the circuit 10th and join the skirmish in the secondary group over 10 seconds down on the leaders. The race for second had now been reduced to an all-Spanish quartet, with all eyes on the championship leader, number 2, Iker Garcia. But he lost a few precious tenths of a second running wide at turn 1 with 3 to go. And he was only back within striking distance on the final few turns as the lead of the group changed hands again, Giral back at the head of the peloton. Now it was Marc-Vic Gil's turn to surge to the front from 4th, Garcia Abella making his late bid for his 6th podium finish of the campaign. But as Maxim Repák crossed the line at a canter, Julian Giral gained 2 places off the final turn, with Marc-Vic Gil holding on for his first podium finish, Garcia Abella and Canessa the 2 to miss out. Impressively further back, Humberto Mayer snatched 6th, a fine damage limitation ride after his earlier spill. A commanding victory for Slovakia's Maxim Repák, and one he was able to repeat just 4 hours later in Most. While Repák revelled, Seabright slipped off again on the opening lap, but this time the number 47 made it no further than turn 1. The 19-year-old lost out in a 6 abreast run towards the heaviest braking zone on the circuit, squeezed between the other 2 front row starters and collecting the back of Juan Antonio Canessa before tumbling into the gravel trap and out of the race. In that early melee, Maxim Repák had been relegated to 5th, but it didn't take long for the Slovakian to carve his way through. By turn 14, he'd recovered the lead, and he was never headed from there. Such was the challenge of keeping up with Repák in Most, Juan Antonio Canessa became race 2's second retirement when he went down giving chase at the end of the opening lap. The first retirement of the season for Canessa, but also a crucial moment for the race leader, who now had half a second's advantage and was able to capitalise on it to break clear. Julian Giral enjoyed another strong ride from 11th on the grid. It took him just 3 laps to find his way into second, but defending against 5 riders behind him in the pack, he could make no further progress. At the start of lap 5, he was forced to concede 2 places. Number 10, Gregory Carbonell, combative throughout his recovery from 13th on the grid to move himself into podium contention. Iker Garcia Abella opportunistically snatching 3rd. Carbonell lost out on the next run down the start-finish straight in a 6-rider slipstream battle and dropped to the back of the group in 7th, only getting on terms in the closing stages to match his best result of this season so far. Throughout the penultimate lap, meanwhile, number 13, Eduardo Colombi, looked well placed to secure his 2nd podium finish of 2021, the Italian working his way through from 7th to 2nd in little more than a lap. Head of the pack wasn't the best place to be for the drag race to the final 2 turns, and both Julian Giral and Iker Garcia Abella were able to sweep through to snatch the 2 podium places behind race winner Maxim Repák. A weaving Giral defended second successfully, but behind him, just 0.6 of a second covered the next 5. Colombia was relegated to 6th in a 3 abreast run to the line, Carbonell recovering 4th. Maxim Repák becomes the first rider to secure 3 wins in 2021, but Iker Garcia has maintained greater consistency by securing at least 1 podium at every venue and 6 in total. Repák's Most double reduces his championship deficit from 43 points to just 22. The championship now enters a short summer break before running the remaining 4 races over just 15 days in Manicur and Barcelona in September.